Alright, so let's say you are a business owner and you want to create a website for your business, or let's say you have a lot of clients and you want to create websites for your clients. Now, how cool will it be if you can just open an AI tool and explain about your business, and with the click of a button, the AI will go ahead and create a sitemap with all the different pages to be included, with all the different components, and will create the wireframe and export the website into Webflow, Figma, or even React. How amazing that would be, right? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. Let me show you what I'm talking about today. Alright, so this right here is Relume.io, and this is an AI powered site builder, and this is the AI platform that we'll be using today to create a website and also export it as React. So the first thing that you gotta do is to visit the first link in the description below and head over to Relume.io. And once you land on this page, you can simply go ahead and sign up for a new account and log into the same. So this right here is the homepage of Relume, and it says websites designed and built faster with AI. And you'll be surprised to know that more than 400,000 designers and developers already use Relume. So once you sign up for an account, just log into the same. So I have logged into my Relume account, and to create a new project, all I gotta do is to click on this new project button right here. So I'll go ahead and click on that one. And it should now open up the Relume site builder, and this is where all the magic happens. So towards the left side, you will notice a section called primary sitemap, and it says describe the company in a sentence or two to generate a sitemap. So you will have a business, right? So all you gotta do is to explain about your business in a sentence or two. So I'll go ahead and say a web and app development company named Webcraft specializes in web development, Android and iOS development. And you will be asked to select the number of pages, and for now I'll keep it as 1 to 5, and optionally you can also go ahead and select a language. For now I'll keep it as English. And now after you enter all of these details, this is all that you need to give. Okay, now the AI will go ahead and create a sitemap, include those components, and do all that magic for you. So let me go ahead and click on this generate sitemap option. And now as you can see, the AI is now creating all the pages, different sections, all within different pages. So as you can see, this right here is our home page, and the AI has created different sections like the navbar, hero header sections, feature section, benefit section, testimonial sections, etc, etc. And again, we have a bunch of different other pages in here as well. So we have about us, services, portfolio, blog post, a lot of other pages, right? And for now, the AI has only filled the home page, and to continue or filling all other pages right here, you can simply go ahead and click on this option that says generate empty pages. So I'll go ahead and click on that one, and instantly AI will start populating all these pages with different components. Okay, and now all of these boxes that you see within these pages are Relume UI components. Okay, so if you go to this page right here, that is Relume React components, you'll be able to find a bunch of different React components that is ready to be used. Okay, so you have a sign up page, testimonial, pricing, gallery, layout, header, navbar, and whatnot. Let's say if you expand this marketing tab, you will find a lot of different components like navbar. So let's say you want to include a navbar in your next upcoming project, or let's say website, you can come over to this page, select the navbar, and you can find a lot of different templates here. Okay, and I can click on this one to view it. For example, I can view the code, and if you want a preview, you can click on this image option, and this is how the navbar component will be. And now heading back to Relume site builder, the AI has now created the entire sitemap and different components. So in this case, we have a home page in here, then we have an about page, services page, portfolio, blog, and then we have some sub pages in here and sub pages for web development, Android development, and iOS development. And now the AI has populated all these sections for us, and also a short description as well. And now let's say you want to edit any of these components right here. Okay, for example, this one right here, hero header section. So it says hero header section, welcome message with a brief overview of Webcraft services and a strong call to action. So if you want to edit this one, you can simply double click on this one, and you can go ahead and edit the prompt or the direction as to how you want to design that particular element. For example, if I scroll down and let's say I don't want this feature section right here. Okay, so all I gotta do is to right click, and I can click on this option that says delete, and that is gone. And additionally, if I let's say want to add a new one, I can click on this plus button, and I can select any component that you want to add, and if you click on that one, it will be instantly added in here. And if you want to edit the instruction, you can go ahead and edit it in here. Okay, now once you have everything in place, and if you're satisfied with all the different components, the pages and all that, you can move over to this wireframe tab, and this is where all the magic happens. So as I move to wireframe tab, the AI will start creating all these components and populating the same, and essentially creating a wireframe. So this whole process will take about 30 seconds depending on how much pages that you have on your project. So let's wait for it to be done. So the AI has created the wireframe for us, and let me zoom in, and this one right here is our home page. And the AI has mixed and matched and used various different Reloom UI components to come up and create this particular, let's say, homepage right here. Okay. For example, at first we have this navbar right here, then we have our logo, then we have a hero section, an image, then we have, let's say, a feature section, and a lot more. And all of these right here is a combination of different Reloom UI components, and the AI has actually added all these AI components and also written the copy for us. So if you zoom in here, you can see innovate, transform your ideas into iOS applications. And if you remember it correctly, the initial prompt that I gave, I mentioned that our agency creates iOS apps, and this particular section, the AI used that info from there. Then we have our iOS app development services, empower businesses to reach a wider audience with engaging mobile applications, and blah stuff. And if for any reasons you are not happy with this copy right here, you can click on this one and you can click on this option that says regenerate copy, and the AI will go ahead and create or regenerate the copy. For example, if I want to replace this one right here, I can click on this regenerate copy option and I can simply click on regenerate copy, and let's wait. So the AI went ahead and rewritten the entire copy inside of this particular component right here. As easy as that. And now you can individually go through each of these components and go through the copies, all the text and everything else. And if you want to make any changes, you can ask AI to rewrite it. And if you want to add content yourself, you can also go ahead and type it in here and add content this way as well. And this is how you edit all the content. And now let's say you don't really like this particular part right here. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, all of these are actually UI components. And this one right here is a hero header section. And let's say I don't really like this UI layout. All I gotta do is to highlight this particular section right here, and I can right click on this one and hover over this option that says ask AI, and I can click on this option that says replace component. And as soon as I click on that one, the AI will give me a few suggested components that I can use. So we have a lot of different header components in here. So we have header 1, header 5, header 9, a lot of different variations. And you can go ahead and select the one that you like the most. For example, in this context, let's say I like this one better. So I can click on this one and it will be instantly replaced. Similarly, if you want to, let's say, replace another one, let's say this one right here, the team section, you can go ahead and right click on it, ask AI, replace component, and select a different teams component. For example, let's say I like this one right here. So I can click on this one and the same should be instantly changed. So this way you can go ahead and go through each of these components and make all the required changes to the text, the style, or select a different component altogether. And if you want to view the complete list of all components that you can possibly use, all you gotta do is to head over to this React library, click on this all components section, and you'll be able to find all of that in here. And you can also filter it by category. For example, you can filter it by layout, elements, and filter it out. For example, let's say I'm into e-commerce and I want to let's say product list sections. I can click on this option and this will now show me all the different product list sections that I can use. For example, if I want to use this one, I can click on this one and this way I can view a preview. So this is how it would look, and you can also view the code for the same as well. And if you want to use this component in your React project, you can go ahead and copy this code from here, install the Relume package, make some changes to the Tailwind config file, and you should be pretty much good to go. I'll show all of that in a bit. So basically, this is how you can easily create or let's say design the entire page. Now, this is just a basic version, right? So we don't really have any images, colors, or anything else. So in the first step, all you gotta do is to create a sitemap, and then come to this wireframe tab, and you can go ahead and edit all the copy or all the textual content that the AI has written for you, and also change the layout and mix and match. And let's say if you don't really want a section, you can also go ahead and let's say I want to delete this one. So I can right click on this one and click on delete option, and I can instantly delete that one. So this is how we use the Relume AI powered site builder to create the layout, wireframe, and everything else for our website. And the next step is to obviously export it, right? And now the cool thing about Relume is that they have support for React. You can go ahead and export all these components and pages into React. So all you gotta do is to click on this option. So you have a couple of options here: Webflow, Figma, React, and HTML. So I'll go ahead and select React from here, and I can click on this export button. And as soon as I do so, it will automatically download this particular entire components as a zip file. And it will also show you an installation guide so that you can add all these components into your React project. So I'll explain all about that in a bit. And for example, let's say you only want to export one single component. So all you gotta do is to highlight that particular component. For example, let's say I only want to let's say export this particular component right here. So all I gotta do is to select this one right here, right click, and I can select on this option that says download React code, and as soon as I click on that one, it will download that JSX file or that particular component only. And now to start using all these components and pages that Reloom has created for you, and let's say you want to incorporate it into a real React project, all you gotta do is to initialize a React project. So here I have opened VS Code and I have already loaded a simple React project, a plain one. There is nothing much going on in here, so let me quickly go ahead and open it up. So this is the plain simple Vite React project page right here. And to get started and use all of these components in your React project, all you gotta do is to click on this option and hopefully you will get a pop-up. So it says you first need to install this package. So first of all, make sure that you have already installed Tailwind. So I have already installed Tailwind on my project. So to get started, you can simply search for tailwindcss.com installation. You can come to framework guides and you can go ahead and select Vite or maybe Next.js or whatever library or framework that you're using, and you can follow the instructions to install Tailwind. Now that I've already installed Tailwind, the next step that I got to do is to install this Relume packages. So I can copy this installation command from here and I'll open VS Code, and I can go ahead and paste this prompt right here. So it says npm I and that package name, so I can click on enter and it will go ahead and install the same to this particular project. And now I've already installed the same on this project, so that part is done. And next up, you need to update the Tailwind config file. Basically, you need to add these two lines to the tailwind config.js file. So you can copy it from here and open your code editor and head over to tailwind config.js file and include this line right here inside of the content array, and also paste this preset section right here. Now that's all that you got to do. Now half of the setup process is already done. And let's say, I'll first show you how you can individually add all of these components. Now, for example, let's say this footer section right here. So I like this footer section and I want to include it into my project. So I can simply click on this option, right click. And for example, let's say I will go ahead and copy this React code, or maybe I can also download this one. So this right here is that the code footer 3. Now I'll go ahead and open my project and I'll go ahead and drag and drop this footer3.jsx file in here. If you want to, you can also go ahead and create a new folder called components and add this footer3.js inside of the components, move, and yeah, everything is in place, right? And now I can go ahead and import the same into my app file. For example, I can come over to here and let's say add this one. It's footer3 and I have imported the same from that particular folder. And if I go back to my project, as you can see, we have that footer section imported in here. Now the styling is a little messy here because we have all that default styling in here. So I'll head back to index.css file and remove all of this from here, okay? Now we don't need that. All we need is these 3 Tailwind directives. I can click on save. And if I come back, as you can see, we have successfully added that particular footer section into our project. So this is the footer. Where is it? So this is the footer that we wanted to add, and here we have it in place. Now the similar way, if you want to create your website, let's say section by section, you can go ahead and copy the code for each of these components and assemble it all by yourself. And now that we have already downloaded this particular folder which has all the components file within our project, so if you open it up, you will quickly see that we have all these different pages and sections. For example, in the home page, we have the index.jsx file and also the components responsible, or all the components that is within this in a home page. Okay, we have the footer, contact form, layout, and all that. And to add the same into my project, all I'm going to do is to copy this index.js file in here, and I'll simply go ahead and rename it to, let's say, app.jsx. Oops, let me rename it first. And I'll rename it to app.jsx file. And next up, I'll go ahead and copy this components folder, replace. And as you can see, I went ahead and copied all these components into my React project, and I have all of them in here. So all I did is I went ahead and downloaded the file. So the entire project from Relume. So I used this download option to download that. And after that, I went ahead and opened this home folder, and here I can find all the components within that particular page. So we have a lot of different components in this home page. So I copied all of that, and here we have the components, and I went ahead and pasted the same into this components folder right here. And for the demonstration purpose, I'm only going to show you how to customize this home page right here. So if I was about to go ahead and edit and customize all these pages, the video will be extremely long, but the general principles and the steps are pretty much the same. So as you can see, we have copied and pasted all these code. And if I come over to this app.jsx file, we have all these components up in here. So maybe I can just go ahead and delete this one right here. So okay, this one as well. And now we have our code cleaned. And now if I go to my React project, this is how the page looks like. And for reference, this is our home page right here. So this is the home page. So we have a navigation bar, some feature card section. Then we have another one here. Then we have the client feedback, a box. Then we have this map, the footer and all that. And the same thing is applied in this page right here. So we have all these components in here. So we have all the boxes, this contact option, the map, the address, phone number, footer and whatnot. So everything is in place. And as you can see, we have a lot of different dummy images and the page looks boring, right? There isn't any colors or anything else. So if you want to, you can go ahead and start editing and adding all these stuff. For example, in this one right here, that is header 36. Let's say I want to add a new image in here. I can go ahead and add an image. For that, I'll go ahead and visit Unsplash and I'll go ahead and say web design. I can find some random image and let's say this one right here. So I can right click and copy the image link, copy image address, head back to my project, and I can replace this one right here, this URL with the updated image URL, and the same should be visible in here. Now the same way I can go ahead and edit all of this. And for this one, let me find another image. This one look good. Copy image address, and I'll go ahead and edit that component. Which was that? Layout 16. Or layout 10. We have the image, so I'll go ahead and paste it with the new link, and here we have that updated image. Now the same way you can go ahead and add all these images. So let me quickly go ahead and do that. Alright, so I went ahead and found some cool images and added the same in here, and I also added some colors, and this is how the final look of our website is right now. So I have added an image up in here, so we have the text in here. Next we have transforming ideas into exceptional web experience section right here. Then we have some cool images, icons, sections, bullet points and whatnot. And after adding a bunch of different images, this is the final look of our website. So we went from this wireframe to this in matter of, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes. So these are just placeholder images that I found from the internet. You can go ahead and design custom images using AI or create high quality images and start incorporating and adding the same to your project. So basically I went ahead and downloaded the project file, loaded it into VS Code, imported all the components and started editing it. And this way I went from a blank canvas to something similar to this one. And if I was about to code all of these stuff by myself, it would easily take me at least a day. Okay. And now with the help of Relume, I was able to do all of that in just 10 or 15 minutes. And the best part is that even if I don't like any of these components, I can change it instantly with the click of a button, just like this. Replace the component, select the new updated component from the suggestions. For example, let's say, okay, this one looked good. So I can select this one and boom, there you have it. And in fact, AI will go ahead and write the copy for you as well. So React is one of many different export options that you have. So apart from React, you can also export your project to Webflow, Figma, or even HTML as well. So this is how simple it is to create a landing page, a marketing page, or a website for your business using Relume AI in a couple of clicks. And if you want to view all this components that you can use in a single click, you can head over to this React library page, and here you'll be able to find all these components. And if you want to, after you're done with all this and you actually written the code and assembled all the components, and let's say you want to add, let's say, a new team section right here. So all you gotta do is to come over to this React library section. Then I'll go ahead and say marketing, and let's say I want to add information about my team. So I can go ahead and click on team section, and it will open up various different components that I can use in a single click. And for example, I like this one, so I can click on the view code option and it should give me the code for the same. So React, I can copy all of that by pressing this button. I can head into here, add a new file called team.jsx, paste the code in here, and I can instantly go ahead and import the same into my app.jsx file, and I can instantly have that teams page right here. So that's how simple it is to use Relume. Alright, so as you saw, we went ahead and gave a simple prompt telling that I have a web development agency and iOS app development, web development and Android app development is what I do. Create a website for me. That's the prompt that I gave for Relume.io, and the AI went ahead and created the sitemap, populated with all the components that we will need, and it also created a wireframe, and I was able to instantly export all of these components and the entire website in React in a single click. Now, if you want to go ahead and create a website in React, but you don't have the time to code everything all by yourself, Reloom is the way to go. So just click the first link in the description below and sign up for a Reloom account, and you can also go ahead and start building your next dream website using Reloom. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If yes, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.